I don't know how you will figure it out. Just go and lie to your father and collect the money.
What? Lie to my father?
Yes, do whatever it takes, but make sure you get the money.
There's a saying, in marriage, always do what works for you, not what people show you, not what social media celebrates, not what your friends pressure you into, but what truly works for you. Because the day you forget that, maybe the day you begin to lose everything without even realizing it. Deep in the restless, ever-busy streets of Port Harcourt, where survival is not given but fought for, lived a young girl named Dima. Dima did not have a soft beginning. She did not grow up surrounded by love, or protection, or comfort. At just 12 years old, life dealt her a blow she would never forget. A gas explosion. One moment, laughter filled her home. The next, flames swallowed everything. Her parents gone. Just like that. No time to say goodbye. No time to understand. Only silence and ashes.
Mommy, where are you? Daddy, please come back. Don't leave me in this lonely world.
From that day, Dima stopped being a child. She learned how to survive, how to ignore hunger, how to hide tears, how to walk even when her body begged for rest. By the time she became a young woman, she had built something for herself, a small salon. Nothing fancy, but it was hers. Her hands became her power. She braided hair with precision, styled with care, and treated every customer like they mattered. People respected her, but no one truly knew how lonely she was. Until Jerome came into her life. Jerome was different. Where Dima was guarded, Jerome was open. Where she was quiet, he was lively. He was known everywhere, friendly with everyone, always smiling. People called him the Jack of all trades because Jerome could fix anything. But he had one problem. He never stayed in one place long enough to master it. When Jerome met Dima, something shifted. He admired her strength, her discipline, her focus, and slowly he began to change. One evening, as they sat outside her salon with the evening breeze brushing past them, Dima looked at him and said,
Jerome, you have everything it takes to succeed, but you're everywhere at once. You need to choose one thing and become the best at it.
That night, Jerome didn't sleep. For the first time, he looked at his life seriously. And the next morning, he made a decision. He chose tiling. The beginning was hard, very hard. There were days he got no jobs. Days people doubted him. Days he wanted to go back to doing everything at once. But he remembered Dima's words. And he stayed. He practiced, improved, focused. And slowly, things began to change. One client became two. Two became five. Five became many. His name started spreading. Call Jerome, people would say. He does clean work. And with every success, his love for Dima deepened because in his heart, he knew she was his turning point. Then came Valentine's Day. Dima was busy at her salon, laughing with customers, braiding hair, when suddenly the door opened. She looked up and froze. Jerome stood there, holding flowers, gifts, money bouquets. His hands were shaking. He walked slowly toward her, every step heavy with emotion. Then he went down on one knee. The entire salon fell silent. My destiny, he said softly. Will you make me the happiest man alive? Will you stand by me, guide me, and be mine forever? Dima's heart raced. Her past flashed before her eyes. The pain, the loneliness, the years of struggling alone. And now, love stood before her. Tears filled her eyes. Yes, she cried. Cheers filled the room. For the first time in a long time, Dima felt like life had chosen her, not abandoned her. They got married 2 months later. No luxury, no grand decorations. But there was peace, there was love, and that was enough. A year later, their daughter was born, Vicky. The moment Jerome held her, he cried, "I will never fail you," he whispered. And he didn't. He became even more dedicated, worked longer hours, came home tired, but still carried his daughter, still helped Dima, still showed love. For Dima, this was everything she never had growing up. A family, a safe place. Then life opened another door. A client from Lagos offered Jerome a bigger opportunity. Without hesitation, he took it. They moved to Lagos. The beginning was not easy. Small apartment, careful spending, but there was peace. And slowly, growth came. Years passed. Jerome's business expanded. Money increased. Until one day, they moved into a beautiful estate. That was where everything began to fall apart. At first, Dima was happy, but slowly, loneliness crept in. Jerome was always busy. Vicky was in school, and Dima was left alone until she met Janet. They met at the estate gym. Janet was friendly, confident, outspoken. "Come and join the women's meeting," Janet said. "You need to socialize." Dima spoke to Jerome about it. He agreed. "Go out," he said. "Meet people. Don't stay bored at home." The first meeting changed everything. Dima walked into a room filled with women, dressed in luxury, designer bags, expensive perfumes, jewelry that sparkled under the lights. They talked about trips abroad, shopping sprees, and the expensive gifts their husbands bought for them. Dima smiled politely, but inside, she felt small. That night, she told Jerome everything. They laughed about it, and she said, "I'm okay. I don't need all that." And she meant it, at least at the time. But influence is a slow poison. The next day, Janet came knocking. "Let's go shopping," she said. From that day on, they grew closer. Janet drove her around, introduced her to new places, new people, new lifestyles, until one day, she introduced Dima to a group. They called themselves the Lagos Married Baddies. They were bold, flashy, confident, and they welcomed Dima with open arms. At first, it felt good to belong, to be seen, to be admired. But slowly, Dima began to change. She stopped paying attention to her home, stopped caring for her daughter, stopped being present. She hired a maid, then a lesson teacher. She started going out more, spending more, demanding more. "Other husbands are doing more," she would say. "Why not you?" Jerome tried. He really tried, but nothing was ever enough. One evening, he came home and found his daughter locked inside, alone, crying, terrified. That night, everything broke. "Where is my wife?" Jerome shouted. "The woman I married. Bring her back." But Dima, cold and distant, replied, "You are not doing enough. Look at my friends. Their husbands are richer. If you want peace, do more. I am not happy." That night, Jerome went silent, and then he walked away. Hours later, a call came in. An accident. Jerome had been hit by a car. At the hospital, Dima stood there, staring at his lifeless body. And for the first time, she realized, too late, the man she complained about was the man who gave her everything. After the burial, reality came. Bills, rent, school fees. Dima called her friends. No one came. She went to Janet's house, and what she heard shattered everything. Janet was arguing with her husband. Threats, lies, violence. I don't know how you will figure it out. Just go and lie to your father and collect the money, the man shouted. Dima stood there, shocked. So this was the life she envied. These marriages, she whispered to herself, they are not even real. She fell to her knees, crying, what have I done? Months passed. She couldn't keep up. Eventually, she was evicted. Dima returned to Port Harcourt, not as the woman she once was, but as someone life had humbled. Today, she sits by the roadside, roasting corn, her hands once known for beauty, now hardened by survival, and every day, as she watches people pass, she remembers what she had, what she lost, all because she forgot one simple truth. In marriage, always do what works for you, not what the world pressures you to become. This is a story from Africa Tales Fair. Like, share, and comment.